Hello, welcome to Learn to Score. In this video, we are going to cover a chapter for class 10th that is similar triangles. I hope you will enjoy the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates and share the video with your friends also so that it can benefit them. Thank you. Let us learn about similar figures now. I'm drawing circles of different size as shown here. Let me draw few squares of different size. I'm now drawing few equilateral triangles of different size. We know that circle is defined by its radius, right? Bigger the radius, you will have bigger circle, right? Let us consider two circles of radii capital R and small r as shown in the figure. If I take their ratio, the ratio capital R by small r is going to be equal to some real number, right? That real number I am denoting using K. I call this K as scale factor also. The reason is that if I know the value of small r and value of K, then what I can do is I can enlarge the circle of radius small r to become a circle of radius capital R, right? In other words, if I know the radius of bigger circle, that is capital R, and the value of K, then I can reduce the bigger circle to become a circle of radius small r, right? That is the whole idea of similarity here. Let's get to understand it further. We know that square is also defined by one parameter that is called length of its side, right? Let us now consider two squares. One is of side length A and other is of side length B, right? If I take their ratio, that is also going to be equal to a number. That number I am denoting using C. It is also called a scale factor because if C is equal to 1, then length of A equal to length of B, right? It means both the squares are identical. If C is greater than 1, then A is bigger than B, right? If C is less than 1, side length A of a given square is smaller than a square of side length B, right? In the similar lines, equilateral triangle is also defined by a parameter that is called side length because all the sides of equilateral triangle are equal and all the angles of equilateral triangle are equal to 60 degrees. That's why only one parameter is defining even equilateral triangle. That is not true for any other triangle. It is only a special case for equilateral triangle. You will get to understand that as we go. The point we have to note now is that figures of same shape are called similar figures. Please note this point. It means all the circles are similar because shape is same, right? All the squares are similar and all the equilateral triangles are similar, right? Please note this point. Let's understand a bit about rectangles now. Let me draw few rectangles as shown here. I say that not all rectangles are similar. The rectangles having corresponding sides in the same proportion are similar. What does it mean? What are corresponding sides? Lengths of rectangles are corresponding sides and widths are going to be corresponding sides, right? If I say that rectangles having corresponding sides in the same proportion are similar, it means if I take ratio of lengths, if that is equal to ratio of widths, then the rectangles are going to be similar. Now let us consider the rectangles drawn. One is in green color and other is in blue color. As you see, the length of blue color rectangle is 8 units and width is 4 units, right? Length of green color rectangle is 4 units and width is 2 units. Now if I take ratio of lengths, capital L by small l denoted using capital L for blue and small l for green, their ratio is 8 by 4, that is equal to 2. When you take ratio of widths of these two rectangles, that is also equal to 2, right? It means we can say that L by L equal to W by W, right? Since L by L equal to W by W, it means since the ratio of lengths is equal to ratio of widths, we can say that green and blue colored rectangles are similar in this figure. Let us now consider the rectangles in red and blue colors. If I take ratios of their lengths and widths, the ratio of lengths is 1 and ratio of widths is 4. It means L by L is not equal to W by W, right? Hence we say that the rectangles in red and blue color are not similar. Please take a note of this. Let's go to similarity of triangles now. You have seen when you are talking about circles and squares, only one parameter is defining either circles or squares, right? In that case, it was fairly simple and we said that all the circles are similar, all the squares are similar, right? When it comes to rectangles, two parameters are defining. One is width and other is length. When you have such a scenario, you cannot simply say that all the rectangles are similar, right? You could only say that the rectangles are going to be similar when the corresponding sides are in the proportion, right? When you are talking about triangles, you have 3 sides and 3 angles. When you talk about isosceles triangle, 2 sides are equal, 1 side is different from them. When it is equilateral triangle, all the 3 sides are equal. When you're talking about, let's say, scalene triangle, all 3 sides are different, right? If you say that my triangle is right angle triangle, one of the angles is 90 degrees, you can say that one of your triangles is acute triangles or obtuse triangles. It means a lot of classification is there and variety is there, right? So that's why similarity of triangles is going to be slightly involved. Let's understand that now. Two triangles are similar if their corresponding angles are equal and their corresponding sides are in the same ratio. Please note this point. Let me draw two triangles. One is triangle ABC and other is triangle PQR. Now the question I have is, are these triangles similar? To say whether a given pair of triangles similar or not, we have to first check whether their corresponding angles are equal, then see whether corresponding sides are in the same ratio or not. Let us do that first. Let's see whether corresponding angles are equal or not. In the given pair of triangles, you see that angle B and angle Q are the corresponding angles because those two are right angles here. As you see here, angle Q equal to angle B, right? Pictorially, we could see that. Here, angle A and angle P is another pair of corresponding angles, right? Let's see whether they are equal or not. As you see here, angle A is equal to angle P, right? Let's do that for the other pair, that is angle C and angle R. As you see here, angle C equal to angle R. Now I can say that the corresponding angles of these two triangles are equal, right? Let's now worry about the corresponding sides, whether they are in the same ratio or not. As you see here, length of side AB is 8 units and length of side PQ is 4 units. Those are corresponding sides and their ratio is 2:1 or 2 by 1, right? BC by QR is also equal to 2 by 1. Now let's see what is the value of AC by PR. If I denote PR using 1 unit length as shown using line with arrows. AC can be shown using 2 such lines with arrows, right? It means AC by PR is going to be equal to 2 by 1. It means the corresponding sides of these two triangles are in the same ratio, right? That is 2:1 or 2 by 1. Hence, in other words, we can say that lengths of corresponding sides are proportional. Whether you say that corresponding sides are in the same ratio or lengths of corresponding sides are proportional, both are equivalent statements. You can make use of one of them. Since the corresponding angles of these two triangles are equal and the corresponding sides are in the same ratio, we can say that these two triangles are similar. Please note this point. Let's say that triangle ABC and triangle DEC shown in the figure are similar triangles. What does it mean? If two triangles are similar, then their corresponding angles are equal and the corresponding sides are proportional. That's what we learned just now, right? Let's see. As you see here, B and E are the corresponding angles, right? And since we said that triangle ABC and triangle DEC are similar, we can straight away say that angle B equal to angle E, right? The sides opposite to those angles are called corresponding sides. In this particular case, AC and CD are going to be corresponding sides. If you have any doubt about, how do I figure out what are corresponding sides, this is the way. You take a look at the corresponding angles and then see what are the opposite sides to those two angles. Those are going to be a pair of corresponding sides. In this case, AC and CD are corresponding sides. Their ratio, I am denoting it using K. Let's go to another pair of corresponding angles. From the figure, you can say that angle ACD and angle DCE are the corresponding angles. It means they are going to be equal because the triangles are already said to be similar. Now let's see what are the opposite sides to these angles. Those are going to be corresponding sides, right? AB and DE are the corresponding sides. Their ratio is again going to be K because the triangles are already said to be similar. The remaining angles are A and D. They are going to be equal because those are corresponding angles. And the sides opposite to those angles are the corresponding sides. Those are BC and CE. Their ratio is also equal to K, right? Now we can write AC by CD equal to AB by DE equal to BC by CE, that is equal to K. Here K is the scale factor. Please note this point. It means if K equal to 1, the triangles are going to be identical. And those triangles are called congruent triangles. And in mathematically, they are written as shown here. Triangle ABC and congruency symbol. Then you write triangle DEC, right? The symbol shown here is read as is congruent to. It means triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEC. That's how you read that mathematical statement, right? If K is greater than 1 or K is less than 1, then you call the triangles as similar triangles. Of course, when K equal to 1 also, there is no harm you calling it as similar triangles, but there is a special name for that. You can call them as congruent triangles. But it doesn't stop you from calling those triangles as similar triangles. Please note this point. So when K is greater than 1 or K is less than 1, the triangles are said to be similar, and the symbol which we have shown here is read as is similar to. It means the mathematical expression you have written is read as triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEC. Please note this point. Let us learn about basic proportionality theorem now. Let us consider a triangle ABC as shown in the figure. As you see here, side length BC is 4 units, AB is 6 units, and AC is also equal to 6 units, right? It means this given triangle is an isosceles triangle since two of the sides of this triangle are equal. Let me draw a line parallel to side BC and call it as line PQ as shown in the figure. As you see here, length of line segment AP is 2 units and PB is 4 units, right? It means their ratio AP by PB equal to half. Similarly, length of line segment AQ is 2 units and QC is 4 units. It means their ratio AQ by QC equal to 2 by 4, that is equal to half, right? So now I can write it as AP by PB equal to AQ by QC, right? One statement we can make here is the line drawn parallel to side BC of triangle ABC divides the sides AB and AC in the same ratio, right? Let us now consider another triangle, that is triangle PQR as shown here. It is a right angle triangle. Let's draw a line AB parallel to side PR as shown here. And let me call it as line AB. As you see here, PA by AQ is 1 by 3, right? And RB by BQ is equal to 2 by 6, that is equal to 1 by 3, right? So now what we can say is a line drawn parallel to one side of a triangle divides the other two sides of the triangle in the same ratio. This is what exactly is called basic proportionality theorem. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, it intersects the other two sides of the triangle in such a way that those sides are divided in the same ratio. Please note this theorem, basic proportionality theorem. Let us learn about converse of basic proportionality theorem now. As you have seen with basic proportionality theorem, in this video I am not going to cover mathematical proofs of the theorems related to similar triangles. What I'll do is I'll give you the concept behind all these theorems in this video and do a separate video for mathematical proofs of the theorems from this chapter. Please note this point. Let us consider a triangle, triangle ABC as shown here, and draw line PQ intersecting two sides of the triangle as shown here. As you see, line PQ is dividing side AB and side AC of the triangle ABC, right? As you see here, length of line segment AP is 2 units and PB is 4 units. So their ratio is half, right? Similarly, length of line segment AQ is 2 units and QC is 4 units. Their ratio is also equal to half. It means I can write AP by PB equal to AQ by QC, right? The other thing you can see from the figure is line PQ and line BC are parallel to each other, right? The distance between them is constant throughout. It means those two lines are parallel lines, right? So let's take a note of that. Line PQ is dividing two sides of the triangle, side AB and side AC in the equal proportion. That's what we have seen. And other point we have seen is the line PQ is parallel to the third side BC of triangle ABC, right? Let's consider the same triangle and draw line DE intersecting sides AB and AC of triangle as shown here. As you see here, AD is 1 unit and DB is 5 units. Their ratio is 1 by 5, right? AD by DB equal to 1 by 5. From this figure, you can say that AE equal to 2 units and EC equal to 4 units, right? It means their ratio AE by EC is equal to half, right? It means I can write it as AD by DB is not equal to AE by EC, right? When you observe the figure, you can say that line DE is not parallel to line BC, right? Let's write that. A line dividing two sides of the triangle in different ratio is not parallel to the third side. That's what we have seen, right? Line DE is dividing two sides AB and BC, sorry, AB and AC in different proportion. That is 1 by 5 and 1 by 2, right? And as you see from the figure, it is not looking parallel to the third side, side BC, right? That's what we have written here. A line dividing two sides of the triangle in different ratio is not parallel to the third side of the triangle. Let's now consider another triangle, that is triangle PQR as shown here. It is a right angle triangle. Let's draw line AB as shown here. As you see here, PA by AQ can be written as 1 by 3 and RB by BQ can also be written as 1 by 3, right? It means PA by AQ equal to RB by BQ. From this figure, what you can observe further is line AB is parallel to line PR. Let me note that AB is parallel to PR, right? Now what we can say is a line dividing two sides of a triangle in the same ratio is parallel to the third side of the triangle. Please note this point. This is exactly what is called converse of basic proportionality. It is stated as follows. If a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side of the triangle. Please note this. Let us solve some problems based on this concept now. In triangle ABC, DE is parallel to side BC and AD by DB equal to 3 by 5. AC is given, that is equal to 5.6, and then we are asked to find AE. Let's quickly recall basic proportionality theorem. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle, then it intersects the other two sides of the triangle in such a way that those sides are divided in the same ratio. It is given that DE is parallel to BC, right? It means DE is going to divide side AB and side AC in equal proportion. It means AD by DB equal to AE by EC. Let's write that. And AD by DB is given, that is equal to 3 by 5, right? Let me write that. It means AE by EC equal to 3 by 5, right? AC is given, that is equal to 5.6. AC can be written as AE plus EC, right? That is equal to 5.6. Let me rearrange this equation such that I can write EC equal to 5.6 minus AE. AE by EC can be written as AE divided by 5.6 minus AE, right? And we know AE by EC equal to 3 by 5. Now if I take AE by 5.6 minus AE equal to 3 by 5 and do cross multiplication, I can get 5AE equal to 3 times 5.6 minus AE, right? Let me simplify this such that I can write it as 5AE equal to 16.8 minus 3AE. That can be written as 8AE equal to 16.8. It means AE equal to 2.1. This is what we are asked to find, right? Let's go to the next problem, problem number 2. In trapezium ABCD, AB is parallel to DC. EF and E and F are points on non-parallel sides of sides AD and BC respectively, such that EF is parallel to AB. Show that AE by ED equal to BF by FC. Let's draw line AC such that triangle ADC is formed. As you see here, line AC is intersecting side line EF at G, right? Now let's apply basic proportionality theorem to triangle ADC, that is shown in blue color, light blue color, and line EZ, right? When you do that, you can write AE by ED equal to AZ by GC, right? Let me write that. Now let's apply basic proportionality theorem to the other triangle, that is triangle CAB and line FG. When you do that, you can write AG by GC equal to BF by FC, right? Let me write that. Earlier we have said that AE by ED equal to AG by GC, right? That is now equal to BF by FC. Let me write this equation as AE by ED equal to BF by FC. This is what we are asked to show, right? Let's go to the next problem. In the given figure, LM is parallel to CB and LN is parallel to CD. Prove that AM by AB equal to AN by AD. Let us consider triangle ABC and line LM. Triangle ABC is in light yellow color now. We can apply basic proportionality theorem because line LM is parallel to side BC of triangle ABC, right? And it is intersecting sides AB and AC at 2 points M and L respectively, right? It means we can write as per basic proportionality theorem AM by AB equal to AL by AC. Till now we have seen that we were writing it as AM by MB equal to AL by LC, but one can write even this way also. If you consider two separate triangles, triangle AML and triangle ABC, then you can write it as AM by AB equal to AL by AC also, as per basic proportionality theorem. Now let's consider the other triangle and line LN. As you see here, line LN intersects sides AD and AC at N and L respectively, right? So as per basic proportionality theorem, we can now write AN by AD equal to AL by AC. We have already seen that AM by AB equal to AL by AC, right? So we can write now it as AM by AB equal to AL by AC equal to AN by AD, right? This can be also written as AM by AB equal to AN by AD. This is what we are asked to prove. Let's go to the next question, that is question number 4. Prove that line joining midpoints of any two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side of the triangle. Let's consider triangle PQR as shown here and mark midpoints of PQ and PR. Those are B and C as shown in the figure. Now let me connect B and C such that you get line BC. Since B is midpoint of PQ, PB is going to be equal to BQ, right? It means PB by BQ can be written as 1, right? And C is midpoint of line PR, right? It means PC is going to be equal to CR, right? Now let me write it as PC by CR equal to 1. It means B and C are dividing PQ and PR in the same proportion, right? That is 1:1 or 1. Recall converse of basic proportionality theorem. It says that if a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same proportion, then the line is parallel to the third side of the triangle, right? It means BC is parallel to the third side of the triangle, that is QR. Let me write that now. BC is parallel to QR. This is what we are asked to prove. A line joining midpoints of two sides of the triangle is parallel to the third side of the triangle, right? Let's go to the next question. Question number 4, sorry, problem number 5. In the given figure, DE is parallel to OQ and DF is parallel to OR. Show that EF is parallel to QR. Let us apply basic proportionality theorem to triangle POQ, which is shown in light yellow color now, and line DE. We can write the BPT as PE by EQ equal to PD by DO, right? Now, if I apply BPT to the other triangle, that is triangle POR and line DF, I can write it as PF by FR equal to PD by DO, right? It means PE by EQ equal to PF by FR, right? It suggests that EF divides PQ and PR of triangle PQR in the same ratio. Now let's recall converse of basic proportionality theorem. If a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same proportion or the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side of the triangle. Now EF is dividing two sides of triangle PQR in the same ratio. It means EF is parallel to the third side of the triangle, that is QR, right? Let me write that now. EF is parallel to QR. This is what we are asked to show. Please note that. Let us learn about criteria for similarity of triangles now. To begin with, let's learn about AAA criterion for similarity of triangles. This is also called angle criterion for similarity of triangles. It is stated as follows. In two triangles, if the angles are equal, then the sides opposite to the equal angles are in the same ratio, and hence the two triangles are similar. Let's understand this statement. To do that, let's consider two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR as shown here. As you see here, angle A equal to angle P and angle C equal to angle R, right? And we know that sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. It means if I consider triangle ABC, I can write angle B as 180 degrees minus angle A plus angle C, right? Similarly, for triangle PQR, I can write angle Q equal to 180 degrees minus angle P plus angle R. We have already seen that angle A equal to angle P and angle C equal to angle R, right? If you substitute that into any of these angle B and angle Q equations and compare them, you will get angle B equal to angle Q. Now we have seen that the angles are equal for the given triangles here. Now let's see whether sides opposite to the equal angles are in the same ratio or not. To do that, let me take measure of sides of these two triangles. As you see here, we have seen that angle C is equal to angle R, right? Or in other words, angle C and angle R are equal angles. So let's see the sides opposite to those two angles. Side opposite to angle C is AB and side opposite to angle R is PQ, right? Let's take their ratio. AB is 6 units and PQ is 3 units, right? Let me write PQ by AB equal to 3 by 6, that is equal to half. Now let me go to other pair of equal angles, that is angle B and angle Q, right? For angle B, AC is opposite side and angle Q, PR is opposite side. If you take their ratio, PR by AC equal to 5 by 10, that is equal to half. The remaining pair of angles, equal angles, are angle A and angle P, right? If you take ratio of the sides which are opposite to these two angles, you can write it as QR by BC, that is equal to 4 by 8, that is equal to half. What you have seen now is the sides opposite to the equal angles are in the same ratio, that is equal to 1 by 2, right? And as per AAA criterion of similarity of triangles, if the angles are equal, we have seen that angles are equal, and the sides opposite to the equal angles are in the same ratio, that is also we have seen, and the two triangles are similar. It means triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, right? In simple words, we can write AAA criterion of similarity of triangles as follows. If corresponding angles of two triangles are equal, then the triangles are similar. It means when corresponding angles of two triangles are equal, it automatically satisfies the requirement of the proportionality of the corresponding side of given triangles. Hence, the triangles are similar. You may recall that at the beginning of this video, we have said that when the corresponding angles of two triangles are equal, and the corresponding sides of the triangles are proportional, then the triangles are similar, right? But triplet criterion of similarity says that you don't need to really worry about all the required things. You can simply see if the corresponding angles of two triangles are equal, then the triangles are similar. The other requirement is going to be automatically met. That's what the idea of triplet criterion of similarity of triangles. Now let's quickly look at double A criterion of similarity of triangles. It is stated as follows. If two angles of a triangle are respectively equal to two angles of another triangle, then the triangles are similar. We have seen in the case of triangle ABC and triangle PQR, angle A equal to angle P and angle C equal to angle R. Hence, as per double A criterion of similarity of triangles, we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. The requirement of third angle to be equal and the requirement of proportionality of the corresponding sides will also automatically will be taken care. We have seen that, right? When only two of the angles are equal, then we have used 180 degrees criteria, sum of the angles equal to 180 degrees criteria to get the third angle, which is automatically equal to the third angle of the other triangle, right? And then we have shown that the corresponding sides are proportional of those two triangles. Hence the triangles are similar, right? You don't need to worry about all that. If two of the corresponding angles of triangles are respectively equal to two of the angles of another triangle, then you can say that those two triangles are similar. This is the idea of AA criterion of similarity of triangles. Please note this. Let us learn about triplets criterion for similarity of triangles. This is also called side criterion for similarity of triangles. It is stated as follows. If in two triangles, the sides of one triangle are proportional to the sides of other triangle, then their corresponding angles are equal, hence the triangles are similar. Let's understand this now. Let us consider two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR as shown in the figure. And let's take measure of sides of these two triangles. As you see here, the ratio of AB and PQ is 3 by 6, that is equal to 1 by 2, right? Similarly, the ratio of AC and PR is also equal to 1 by 2. And BC by QR is 2 by 4, that is equal to 1 by 2. So we have now seen that for these two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR, the sides of one triangle are proportional to the sides of other triangle, right? Now what we have to further look at is about corresponding angles, whether they are equal or not, right? As you see here, angle P is equal to angle A and angle Q is equal to angle B, right? And we know that sum of the angles in a triangle is 180 degrees, right? It means angle R can be written as 180 degrees minus angle P plus angle Q. Similarly, if I consider triangle ABC, I can write angle C equal to 180 degrees minus angle A plus angle B, right? Since angle A equal to angle P and angle Q equal to angle B, if I substitute those two relations into any of these equations for angle R and angle C, I can get angle R equal to angle C. It means that for the given triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR, we have shown that the sides of one triangle are proportional to the sides of other triangle, and then their corresponding angles are equal. Hence, the triangles are going to be similar. It means I can write triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, right? Triplets criterion for similarity of triangles can be stated in a simple way. If in two triangles, sides of one triangle are proportional to the sides of other triangle, then the triangles are similar. You don't need to really worry about equality of angles. Equality of corresponding angles is going to be automatically satisfied, right? For the triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR, we have seen that the sides, corresponding sides are proportional. It means AB by PQ equal to AC by PR equal to BC by QR, right? Hence, we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Let us learn about SAS criterion for similarity of triangles. It is also called side angle side criterion for similarity of triangles. It is stated as follows. If one angle of a triangle is equal to one angle of other triangle, and the sides including those angles are proportional, then the two triangles are similar. Let's understand this. Let us consider triangle PQR and angle P as shown in the figure. As you see here, I have drawn another triangle and calling that as triangle ABC, right? As you have seen, angle A equal to angle P, right? It means one of the angles of triangle PQR is equal to one angle of the other triangle, that is angle ABC, triangle ABC, right? Now, we have to see the sides including those angles are proportional or not. The sides including angle P are PQ and PR, right? And the sides including angle A are AB and AC. Now, if you take their ratio, AB by PQ equal to 1 by 2 and AC by PR equal to 1 by 2. It means the sides including those angles are also proportional, right? Now, as per SAS criterion of similarity of triangles, we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Please note this point. Now, let's verify this. In the beginning of the video, we have said that two triangles are similar if their corresponding angles are equal and their corresponding sides are proportional, right? What we have seen for this particular triangle is one of the corresponding angles are equal, right? What about the other angles? Let's take a look at that now. As you see here, angle B is identical to angle Q, right? Let me write that as angle B equal to angle Q. And we know that sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. It means if I consider triangle PQR, I can write angle R equal to 180 degrees minus angle P plus angle Q, right? Similarly, for triangle ABC, I can write angle C equal to 180 degrees minus angle A plus angle B, right? And we have seen that angle P equal to angle A and angle Q equal to angle B, right? When I substitute them into one of the equations, then I can get an expression like angle R equal to angle C. So what we have done now is we have shown that the corresponding angles of these two triangles are equal, right? Let's now take a look at the corresponding sides, whether they are proportional or not. To do that, let us take measure of the sides of the triangle. Already we have taken. So based on that, AB by PQ, we have shown that it is equal to half and AC by PR equal to also half, right? We have to now see the third side. QR is 4 units and BC is 2 units. It means BC by QR is also equal to half, right? It means for the triangle ABC and triangle PQR, the corresponding angles are equal and the corresponding sides are proportional. Hence, we can say that these two triangles are similar, right? Triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. So let's quickly recall SAS criterion for similarity of triangles. It is stated as if one angle of a triangle is equal to one angle of other triangle, and the sides including those angles are proportional, then the two triangles are similar. You don't need to really worry about equality of other angles and proportionality of other side, right? Please note this point. Let us take a look at few problems based on this concept now. A person 1.65 meter tall casts 1.8 meter shadow. At the same instance, a lamp post casts a shadow of 5.4 meters. Find the height of the lamp post. Prior to solving this problem, let's understand some concept behind this. Let's say that you have a pole. On a sunny day, it casts a shadow of certain length, right? Depending upon the position of the sun. and the angle it makes with the ray is called angle of elevation of sun. As the sun changes its position, the length of shadow changes and the angle of elevation of sun also changes. Please take a note of this point. Angle of elevation of sun depends upon the position of the sun. It means the time of the day. With that point in mind, let's go back to the problem statement. Let's say that a person of 1.65 meters tall is casting a shadow of 1.8 meters as shown here. At the same instance, a lamp post cast a shadow of 5.4 meters. We are asked to find the height of the lamp post, right? As you see here, you can draw right angle triangles. The first right angle triangle I am calling it as triangle ABC, and the other right angle triangle I am calling it as triangle PQR, right? Here the length AC is known, that is 1.8, BC is given, that is 1.65, PR is given, that is 5.4, and QR is something we have to find, right? As you see here, angle R equal to angle C equal to 90 degrees because person and even the lamp post stand perpendicular to the surface of the earth, right? Surface of the ground. That's why we consider these two angles as 90 degrees. And angle of elevation of sun, because you see this point at the same instance, it means that angle of elevation of sun is same for both the objects. Angle A is going to be equal to angle P. Now you have seen that two of the angles of these two triangles are equal. It means we can apply WA criterion of similarity of triangles. It states that if two angles of a triangle are respectively equal to two angles of another triangle, then the triangles are similar. It means triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR, right? The point we have to note here is the corresponding sides of similar triangles are in the same ratio. It means PR by AC is equal to QR by BC, right? BC and QR are a pair of corresponding sides and AC and PR are another pair of corresponding sides, right? We know the values of PR, AC and BC. Let's substitute them and simplify it such that you get QR equal to 3 times 1.65, that is equal to 4.95, right? It means height of the lamp post is 4.95 meters. Let's note this point. And let's take a look at another problem, that is problem 2. A man sees the top of the tower in a mirror which is at distance of 87.6 meters from the tower. The mirror is at distance of 87.6 meters away from the tower. The mirror is on the ground facing upwards. The man is 0.4 meters away from the mirror and his height is 1.5 meters. How tall is the tower is the question. Let's denote man using line AB. Its height is 1.5 meters and position of mirror is denoted using point C. It means length of line segment BC is 0.4 meters, right? From mirror, you have a tower which is away from mirror at 87.6 meters, right? The tower is denoted using line DE here. So CD is 87.6 meters. We have to find tower height, that is DE, right? As you see here, the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are going to be equal. Angle of incidence of light into the mirror and its reflection is going to be equal. It means that angle BCA is equal to angle DCE, right? And we know that a person and tower stand perpendicular to the surface of the ground. It means angle ABC is equal to angle CDE equal to 90 degrees, right? Now we have seen that two of the corresponding angles of these two triangles are equal. It means as per WA criterion of similarity of triangles, we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle CDE, right? We know that corresponding sides of similar triangles are in the same ratio. It means ED by AB equal to CD by BC. Let's substitute values of AB, that is 1.5, CD 87.6 and BC equal to 0.4 and simplify it such that you get ED equal to 328.5. To answer the question, height of the tower is equal to 328.5 meters. Please note this point. Let's take a look at another problem, that is problem number 3. In the given figure, angle ADE is equal to angle B. Show that triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE. The other part is given, that is if AD equal to 3.8 centimeters, AE equal to 3.6 centimeters, BE equal to 2.1 centimeters, BC equal to 4.2 centimeters, then find DE. Let's now consider triangle ABC and triangle ADE from the figure. And it is given that angle ADE is equal to angle B, right? And if you observe the figure, angle A is a common angle for both the triangles, right? That's why I'm writing angle BAC equal to angle EAD. Now you have seen that two of the angles of these two triangles are equal. It means we can apply double criterion of similarity of triangles. As per that, we can show that triangle ABC is similar to triangle ADE, right? So we are done with first part of the problem statement. Let's take a look at the second part. We know that corresponding sides of similar triangles are in the same ratio. It means we have to first find what are the corresponding sides, right? So if you observe angle B, the side opposite to that is AC. And if you observe angle D, side opposite to that is AE, right? So AE and AC are one pair of corresponding sides, right? Similarly, if you observe angle A, you can say that BC and DE is another pair of corresponding sides. So remaining sides of these two triangles are going to be another pair. Let me write that is AB and AD, right? Now we can write the ratio of corresponding sides, that is AB by AD equal to BC by DE, right? AB can be written as AE plus BE, right? Now you substitute the values given for AD, AE, BE and BC such that you can simplify it to get value of DE. When you simplify it, you get DE equal to 4.2 times 3.8 divided by 4.7. That is equal to 3.396. So to answer the question, DE equal to 3.396 centimeters. Let's take a look at another problem, that is problem number 4. The diagonals AC and BD of a trapezium ABCD with AB parallel to DC intersect each other at point O. This is as shown in the figure, right? Lines AB and DC are parallel. And the diagonals AC and BD are intersecting at point O. Using the criterion of similarity of two triangles, show that OA by OC equal to OB by OD. For a transversal intersecting two parallel lines, we know that alternate interior angles are equal, right? Let's apply this concept here. The parallel lines are AB and CD. Now if I consider the diagonal AC, then the alternate interior angles are going to be angle BAO and angle DCO, right? They are equal. That's what I have written and marked them using blue color arcs here in the figure, right? Another pair of alternate interior angles are angle ABO and angle CDO. Those are shown using black color arcs in the figure, right? Now, if you observe the triangle ABO and triangle CDO, you have two of the corresponding angles of these two triangles are equal, right? It means we can apply AA criterion of similarity. As per that, triangle AOB is similar to triangle COD, right? Let's see what are the corresponding sides for these two triangles. If you take angle A and angle C, the blue color arcs, the sides opposite to those are OB and OD respectively, right? It means those two are the corresponding sides. Similarly, let's see for the black color arcs, the sides opposite to those angles are OA and OC, right? Now let's take ratio of the corresponding sides because they are same. We can write OA by OC equal to OB by OD. This is what we are asked to show, right? Let us learn about areas of similar triangles now. Let us consider two triangles, triangle ABC and triangle PQR as shown in the figure. These two are right angle triangles. It means angle B equal to 90 degrees and angle Q equal to 90 degrees, right? And let's take measures of the sides including these two angles. AB is 6 units, BC is 8 units, and PQ is 3 units and QR is 4 units, right? Let's take ratio of AB and PQ, that is equal to 2. And let's take ratio of another pair of corresponding sides, that is BC and QR. Their ratio is also equal to 2. Now let's quickly recall SAS similarity theorem. It says that if an angle of a triangle is equal to an angle of other triangle, and the sides including those angles are proportional, then the two triangles are similar. We have seen that angle B equal to angle Q, that is equal to 90 degrees, and the sides including those two angles are proportional. Hence, we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle PQR. Let's take a note of that. And we know that area of triangle is defined as half base times height, right? Here, for triangle ABC, area can be written as half BC times AB, right? When you substitute values of BC equal to 8 and AB equal to 6, you will get area of triangle ABC as 24. Similarly, area of triangle PQR can be written as half QR times PQ. When you substitute values of QR and PQ and simplify, you get area of triangle PQR as 6 units, right? Let's take their ratio. Area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle PQR is 24 by 6, that is equal to 4, right? Let's take a note of that. And we have seen that AB by PQ is equal to BC by QR equal to 2, right? It means that we can write area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle PQR, that is equal to 4. That 4 can be written as 2 square. If I do that, I can write it as AB by PQ whole square, that is equal to BC by QR whole square, right? This is what is called a theorem on areas of similar triangles. It is stated as follows. The ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of the corresponding sides. In this particular case, AB and PQ are the corresponding sides of triangle ABC and triangle PQR. That's why we could say that area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle PQR equal to AB by PQ whole square. The same is true with BC and QR. Those are corresponding sides. So area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle PQR can be written as BC by QR whole square. Please note this point. Let's solve some problems based on this concept. Triangle ABC is similar to triangle DEF and their areas are respectively 64 centimeter square and 121 centimeter square. If EF equal to 15 point centimeters, then find BC. This is the question given. The theorem states that the ratio of the areas of two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of their corresponding sides. Now we can say that area of triangle ABC divided by area of triangle DEF equal to BC by EF whole square, right? If I substitute values given, then it becomes 64 by 121 equal to BC by 15.4 whole square, right? This can be now written as 8 by 11 equal to BC by 15.4. When you simplify it further, you get BC equal to 11.2. So to answer the question, BC equal to 11.2 centimeters is the answer. Let's take a look at another problem, that is problem number 2. The diagonals of a trapezium ABCD with AB parallel to DC intersect each other at point O. If AB equal to 2CD, find the ratio of areas of triangles AOB and COD. This figure is identical to what we have seen a few minutes ago, right? There we have applied equality of alternate interior angles concept, right? Let's do that here also. Alternate interior angles are equal. It means angle ABO equal to angle CDO, as you see here, right? And another pair of alternate interior angles is angle BAO equal to angle DCO, right? If you observe, you can now say that based on AA criterion of similarity, triangle AOB is similar to triangle COD, right? The remaining pair of angles from these two triangles are shown using green color arc now. Those are angle COD and angle AOB, right? Those are also going to be equal because for similar triangles, the corresponding angles are going to be equal, right? So angle COD equal to angle AOB. Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to see what are the corresponding sides with respect to these two angles. You see, if I take the opposite sides of these two angles, I get CD and AB as the sides, right? It means those are the corresponding sides with respect to these two angles, right? We know that the ratio of areas of two similar triangles is equal to the ratio of the squares of the corresponding sides, right? It means area of triangle AOB divided by area of triangle COD can now be written as AB by CD whole square, right? It was given in the problem statement that AB equal to 2CD. Let me substitute that now and simplify such that you can get answer as 4 by 1. It means area of triangle AOB divided by area of triangle COD equal to 4 by 1, right? To answer the question, if AB equal to 2CD, then the ratio of areas of triangle AOB and triangle COD is 4:1. Please note this. Let us now learn about a theorem on similarity of right triangles. It is stated as follows. If a perpendicular is drawn from the vertex of right angle of right triangle to hypotenuse, then the triangles on both sides of the perpendicular are similar to whole triangle unto each other. Let's understand this statement. To do that, let's consider a triangle ABC as shown in the figure, right angle at A, and draw line AM perpendicular to BC. When you do that, it divides the triangle ABC into two small right angle triangles, right? Those are triangle AMB and triangle AMC. As per the theorem, triangle AMB is similar to triangle AMC, and these two small triangles are similar to the whole triangle, that is triangle ABC. Let's try to understand how it is done. Let us observe triangle ABC and triangle AMC in the figure. As you see here, angle A of triangle ABC is 90 degrees, right? And angle M of triangle AMC is also equal to 90 degrees. And as you see here, angle C of triangle ABC and triangle AMC is the same. It means two of the angles of one triangle, that is triangle ABC, is equal to two of the angles of another triangle, that is triangle AMC, right? So we can apply AA criterion of similarity of triangles. It says that triangle AMC is similar to triangle ABC. Now let's observe triangle ABC and triangle AMB. As you see here, angle A of triangle ABC is 90 degrees and angle M of triangle AMB is 90 degrees. And if you observe, angle B of triangle ABC and triangle AMB is the same. It means two of the angles of one triangle is equal to two of the angles of another triangle, right? Hence, as per AA criterion of similarity, those two triangles are similar. It means here triangle AMB is similar to triangle ABC, right? What we have seen just now is triangle AMB is similar to triangle ABC and triangle ABC is similar to triangle AMC, right? Please note this point. If object A is similar to object B and object B is similar to object C, then object A is going to be similar to object C. As per this rule, we can say that triangle AMB is similar to triangle AMC and that is similar to triangle ABC. Let's quickly recall the theorem based on similarity of right triangles. It is stated as in a right triangle, the perpendicular drawn from vertex of the right angle to hypotenuse divides the triangle into two right triangles. That's what we have seen, right? Such that they are similar to each other and to the whole triangle. Please note this point. Let us now learn about Pythagoras theorem and its converse. Pythagoras theorem is stated as follows. In a right triangle, the square of hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides. Let us understand this. Let me consider a right triangle, triangle ABC as shown here, and take measures of side lengths. As you see here, AB is 6 units, BC is 8 units, and AC is 10 units, right? In this particular case, AC is the hypotenuse. If I take square of the hypotenuse, that is AC square equal to 100. And the other two sides also, let's take some squares. AB square equal to 6 square equal to 36 and BC square equal to 64, right? Now, sum of the squares of other two sides can be written as 36 plus 64, that is equal to 100, which is equal to the square of the hypotenuse, right? That's why we write AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. Let's verify this with another triangle. Let me consider triangle PQR as shown in the figure. Angle Q is 90 degrees. It means PR is the hypotenuse. If I take measures, QR is 4 units, PQ is 3 units, and PR is 5 units, right? PQ square is equal to 9, QR square equal to 16, and PR square equal to 25. As you see here, PR square now can be written as PQ square plus QR square, right? So we can now say that we understand the Pythagoras theorem, which is stated as in a right triangle, the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Please note this theorem. Let's quickly understand converse of Pythagoras theorem now. It is stated as follows. In a triangle, if square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides, then the angle opposite to the first side is a right angle and the triangle is a right angle triangle. Let's understand this. Let me consider a triangle, triangle ABC. For that, we have just shown that AC square equal to AB square plus BC square, right? As per the theorem, if square of one side is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides, then the angle opposite to the first side is going to be a right angle. It means angle B in this case is going to be 90 degrees. This is what the theorem is stating. Let's understand this with another triangle. In this case, we have shown that PR square equal to PQ square plus QR square, right? Since PR square is equal to sum of the squares of other two sides, the angle opposite to PR is going to be a right angle. It means angle Q equal to 90 degrees. Now let's restate the theorem, which is given as in a triangle, if square of one side is equal to the sum of the squares of other two sides, then the angle opposite to the first side is a right angle. That's what we have seen. And the triangle is a right angle triangle. Please note this theorem. Let's take a look at few problems based on this concept. In problem 1, a ladder of 25 meters long reaches a window of building 20 meters above the ground. Determine the distance of the foot of the ladder from the building. If you draw a picture, it looks like this. Angle B is going to be 90 degrees because wall AB is perpendicular to the ground and ladder AC is shown here, right? Angle B is 90 degrees and AC hypotenuse is 25 meters, right? And AB height of the wall is given, that is AB equal to 20. Now we are asked to find BC, right? We can apply Pythagoras theorem. As per that, AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square. When you substitute the values of AB and AC into this equation and simplify it, you get BC square equal to 625 minus 400, that is equal to 225. So that you can write BC equal to 14. Sorry, BC equal to 15. To answer the question, distance of the foot of the ladder from the building is BC, that is equal to 15 meters. Let's solve another problem based on this concept. ABC is a right triangle, right angled at B as shown in the figure. Let D and E be any points on AB and BC. I have shown those two already. Now prove that AE square plus CD square equal to AC square plus DE square. To do that, let's construct a right triangle, that is triangle ABE, and apply Pythagoras theorem. Triangle ABE is shown in orange color now. When you apply Pythagoras theorem for this particular triangle, you can write it as AE square equal to BE square plus AB square, right? Now, let me construct another right triangle, triangle BCD as shown in the figure, and apply Pythagoras theorem. For this triangle, CD is the hypotenuse, right? So when I apply Pythagoras theorem, I can write it as CD square equal to BD square plus CB square, right? Now let me go back to the equation given in the problem statement, that is AE square plus CD square equal to AC square plus DE square, right? Let's write LHS of that, that is AE square plus CD square, right? Whereas where we have got already the expressions for AE square and CD square, right? Let's substitute those two so that now AE square plus CD square can be written as BE square plus AB square plus BD square plus CB square, right? Now let's construct another right triangle, that is triangle BDE as shown in the figure, and apply Pythagoras theorem. When you apply Pythagoras theorem, DE square is going to be equal to BE square plus BD square, right? In the previous expression, we have written where you have on the right hand side, you have BE square and BD square, right? Term 1 and term 3, right? Let's replace them now with DE square. So you have now expression AE square plus CD square equal to DE square plus AB square plus CB square, right? Now let's consider the whole triangle, that is triangle ABC, and apply Pythagoras theorem. When you do that, you can write AC square equal to AB square plus CB square, right? These are, if you see the right hand side terms of this one and the remaining part of the right hand side of the equation we have written earlier, that has got AB square plus CB square, right? Now let's replace those two with AC square, such that I can write AE square plus CD square equal to DE square plus AC square, right? Let me write now this as AE square plus CD square equal to AC square plus DE square. This is what we are asked to prove, right? I hope you like the video. Please give it a like and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates. Thank you.